Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are discussing chapter 12 today, birth of Emperor Parīkṣit. This chapter number 12. Narayana, will you be able to say the overview of the first canto? I did it almost every day.
So it starts with Vyasdev's Mangalacharana.
Now first you have to tell it's two parts, part A, part B, like that. Yeah,
The
how I'm
first
saying.
3 chapters are prelude. Then there comes the main narration of Bhagavatam, wherein it is written about the book, the listener and the speaker. And then in the first chapter, Vyasdev starts with Mangalacharana. Then the context is said that it is in the place of Naimisharanya, 88,000 rishis are assembled and Sūta Gosvāmī is selected to narrate. And then Śaunaka Muni is selected as the foremost among the 88,000 rishis. So he asks 6 questions to Sūta Gosvāmī. The first question is, what is the ultimate good for the people in general? Second, what is the essence of all Vedic scriptures? Third, why did Krishna personally appear in the womb of Devaki and Vasudeva? Fourth, what is the activities of Lord in relation to creation? Fifth is, what are the Leela Avataras of the Lord? Sixth, where did Dharma take shelter after Krishna's departure? Then in the second chapter, Sūta Gosvāmī starts answering these questions. So he first says that the questions you asked are very good, and then after saying this, he starts answering. So the first question was, what is the ultimate good for the people in general? To which he says that Ahetuki and Apratihata Bhakti is ultimate good. And he also says what are all the things that are not the ultimate good. He says Jnana and other 4 Purusharthas. Then the second question is, what is the essence of all Vedic scriptures? It is Shravanam, Smaranam, Archanam and Kirtanam to Krishna always. Then the third question is, why did Krishna personally appear in the womb of Devaki and Vasudeva? He says that to protect and delight his devotees. Fourth question is Lord's activities in relation to creation. So the Lord is manifesting as Karanadakasai Vishnu and creating the universe. Garbhodakasai Vishnu is entering each universe as Paramatma, and Kshiradakasai Vishnu is entering each living entity and making them enjoy the 3 modes, in 3 modes. Then after this, in 3rd chapter, he again states the Purushavatars once again, because from them the all other Leelavataras and Kalpavataras manifest. So then he mentions all the 22 Kalpavataras, and he says the signs of avatars. He says that only devotees can understand, and Virat Rup is not a avatara. And Bhagavatam took shelter, Dharma took shelter of Bhagavatam after Krishna's departure. And then Sūta Gosvāmī says that now I am going to recite Bhagavatam as I have heard, with rapt attention from Śukadeva Gosvāmī.
As athaditam yathamati, as I have heard, as I have realized or assimilated.
Then in 4th chapter, there are another set of 7 questions about the book, about the listener and about the speaker. About the book, the question asked was, when, why and where did Bhagavatam was composed, and under whose inspiration was it composed? About the speaker, Śukadeva Gosvāmī, it was asked that how did the dialogue between Śukadeva Gosvāmī and Parīkṣit Maharaj take place, and how did the citizens of Hastinapur they welcome or realize Śukadeva Gosvāmī? Then about this listener, Parīkṣit Maharaj, it was asked that what are his birth and activities of Parīkṣit Maharaj? Why did he fast until death? Why did he give up his body, which was already for the welfare of others? And why did he give up his all royal enjoyments at the prime of his youth? Then Sūta Gosvāmī starts answering one by one all these questions. He starts answering about the book first. So he says that Vyasadeva, even after composing all the Vedic scriptures and dividing the Vedas and also compiling Mahabharata for Strī, Shudra and Dvijabandhu, he was not yet satisfied. So he was contemplating, and in meanwhile Narad Muni appears there in the scene. Then Narad Muni asks Vyasadeva that why are you so much disappointed? You have composed a huge corpus of literatures and for everyone mentioning everything. But there are two things which you missed out. One is you have mentioned the Purusharthas in great detail and you have not mentioned about the Supreme Lord and his activities in that great detail. So you need to do these things.
Yes.
Then he elaborates these 2 points in further verses. And he finally again says those 2 points that you have not mentioned about Lord Krishna in detail.
He also
So you
tells his
compose
previous,
Bhagavatam.
he also tells his previous life story. Just by hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and by following the instructions and chanting the holy name, how an ordinary person can be perfectly fit to be Lord's associate.
So he was saying that even though he was a child, he was not attracted to playing games and other things. He was constantly serving the Mahabhagavatas and the Vedantists who came during the 4 months of Chaturmasya. So then after they left after that, and then Narad Muni stopped. Now in 6th chapter, Vyasadeva asks a follow-up question that he asks 3 follow-up questions. Like, what did you do after the Vedantists left? How did you attain this transcendental body? And how do you remember all these things which happened in the previous Kalpa? So then Narad Muni says that
Part 2 of the story.
Basically the part of the story. He says that after he left, my mother also in meanwhile she passed away, and then I went up to the north, and there I was meditating upon the Lord, and Lord also appears for a while and he instructs Narad Muni, and then Narad Muni also slowly after meditating upon after a long time, he also departs and enters into Brahma. And then he attains this transcendental body by the mercy of Lord, and he remembers what all happened in the previous Kalpa. Then he mentions the glories of Sankirtana Yajna, and then he departs from there. After his departure, Sūta Gosvāmī also glorifies Narad Muni. And after Sūta Gosvāmī glorifies Narad Muni, then Śaunaka Ṛṣi, they ask Sūta Gosvāmī that after Narad Muni left, what did Vyasa do? So Vyasadeva sat down in meditation, and then he was able to see Lord Krishna along with Maya Devi. And then with that in mind, he started composing Bhagavatam, and he composed the entire Bhagavatam. Now after composing Bhagavatam, he revised it and he spoke it to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Then 2 more questions arise was why only Śukadeva Gosvāmī was selected to be recited the entire Bhagavatam. To which it was stated that because he is an Atma Rama, he was even an Atma Rama like Śukadeva Gosvāmī was attracted and disturbed by the transcendental qualities of all attractive Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Then after this, he starts answering about the listener, Parīkṣit Maharaj, his birth and activities. So to mention about his birth, he starts from Aśvatthāmā being punished. So Aśvatthāmā releases brahmāstra. He first kills all the sons of Draupadi, and then he runs away, and then when Arjun along with Śrī Kṛṣṇa are chasing after him, he releases brahmāstra for the first time. There Krishna says him to retract both the brahmastras. So there Arjuna retracts both his and Aśvatthāma's brahmastra. And they bring Aśvatthāmā back to the camp, and there he is punished with his hair being cut off and his money being removed. There, after this, they perform the Shraddha ceremony for the departed souls. And then, after all these things, when is going on, then Krishna starts to depart. There, Uttarā starts again coming after Lord Krishna to protect. And then Lord Krishna says that Aśvatthāmā has released brahmāstra for the second time. And this time he doesn't tell the Pandavas to retract, but he himself protects Parīkṣit Maharaj and nullifies the brahmāstra with his Sudarshan Chakra. Then after nullifying with Sudarshan, as he is again starting to move towards Dwaraka, Kunti Maharani stops Lord Krishna and he starts praying to Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So as you mentioned, generally prayers have 3 parts: Dandavats, and asking for some requests or benedictions, and then again Dandavats. So similarly, Kunti Maharani also first Dandavats to Krishna, but while she is praying, she starts from Krishna's navel, goes up to the face, and again comes down. Then after Kunti Maharani's prayers, again when Krishna is starting to depart, Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj comes and stops. He was not yet, he did not come out of the grief until now. He was still morose after all this battlefield, because he was very morose because so many people were killed. So again to Krishna pacifies for some time, and then Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj does not pacify. So along with Pandavas, they all go to Bhishma. So there, Bhishma Pitama, where he is pacifying Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj, all other great demigods, Devarshis, Rajas, they assemble there, and they are hearing to Bhishma. And when it is a proper time for him to leave, he starts meditating upon Krishna and leaves the world. Then after this, after Bhima departed, there was a question like, after all these things was told to Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj, how did he rule and what was his behavior? Then Sūta Gosvāmī, he starts narrating that Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj was ruling very wonderfully after Krishna, after Bhishma's departure, and he was ruling under the guidance of Krishna and also taking some help from Dhritarashtra. Then after this, again Krishna starts to depart to Dwaraka, and then it is mentioned how the ladies of the Kuru dynasty, they are praying and they are seeing Krishna as he departs. So then Krishna travels to Dwaraka, and there he reciprocates with each one of them specifically. And then beauty of Dwaraka is mentioned. And now coming back, because Sūta Gosvāmī was immersed in ecstasy, and he was continuously telling about Lord Krishna in Dwaraka and that passion, he then suddenly realizes that he has gone too far away, and then he again comes back to the birth of Parīkṣit Maharaj.
Wonderful. That is what he captured, every single thing. I'm very happy that at least one person who came every day heard and assimilated. Prabhupada also writes that in Bhagavad Gita, that at least one person understands. I'm very happy, like this whole thing and practices. Thank you so much. So now the same questions, chapter 12, the same questions, whatever questions he asked in the past. He thought that Sūta Gosvāmī once again about birth, activities and death of Parīkṣit Maharaj. He asked those questions again, and Sūta Gosvāmī is answering with some additional points about Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira's behavior, because this was also answered question in chapter number 10. If you see here, he asked here. Chapter 10, he asked this question. How did Yudhiṣṭhira rule the kingdom? How did he behave? Here we wrote that will be continued in chapter 12. So when he asks, he will come back to the topic and he will explain. So Parīkṣit, then he starts with the behavior of Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj, and then Parīkṣit protected by Lord Krishna, and the birth of Parīkṣit, predictions by astrologers, Parikshit's childhood, and finally Yudhiṣṭhira's performance of sacrifices. Actually, chapter 7 begins with the Yudhiṣṭhira performance of sacrifices, but they were all done at this point. Yeah. And Krishna is invited once again. He comes and he attends these 3 Aśvamedha Yajnas. And also Krishna was there at the birth of Parikṣit. That means Krishna was there for a long time. He went to Dwaraka. He again came back very immediately, because it is told that the child Parikṣit saw Lord Krishna when he was 10 months old. Yeah, in the womb of his mother. So just before his birth. So Krishna went to Dwaraka. That means after that, and immediately came. Mahabharata says he was there when Parikṣit was born. After that, these Aśvamedhas also were conducted. Krishna was there. So now we will start. Śaunaka Uvacha Aśvatthāmnopasrishtena brahmāstra tejasa Uttarāya hato garbha Ishena jivitah punaha. So he's starting the story again. He's telling that the embryo was killed. Uttarāya hato garbha. Here also it is told, it is also told in 3rd canto, actually that brahmāstra killed Parikṣit. But Krishna gave another body. By the intense heat of the brahmāstra thrown by Aśvatthāmā. Aśvatthāmna upaspristena brahma sirshnoru tejasa. Actually, it is told later that he was Veera. He was able to tolerate that heat of brahmāstra. But at some point of time, the embryo is killed and Lord gives another birth. Immediately, Ishena ajivitah punaha. He was given another life by the Supreme Lord Krishna. Uttarāya hato garpa Ishena ajivitah punaha. He got another life, second life. Tasya janma mahabuddhe karmani cha mahatmanaha nidhanam cha yathaivasis sapretya gatavan yatha. He is asking his Parikshit's life, Janma, and also Karmani, Nidhanam, his death, and Pretya Gatavan, his destination after death. So he was again, whatever questions were asked in the past, again he was asking. He's telling we desired to hear about the birth, activities, passing away, and destination of this highly intelligent devotee, Mahabuddhe. So please narrate to us. Tadidam shrotum ichchamo Gaditum yadi manyase Brūhi nashraddha dhanānām Yasya jnānam adāchukaha. Tadidam shrotum ichchamo. We desire to hear. Yasya jnānam adāchukaha, which Śukadeva narrated to you. Gaditum yadi manyase brūhina shraddha dhanānām. Please tell us full of faith if you desire to tell us. So we want to hear about Parikṣit, because Śukadeva Gosvāmī went into ecstasy when answering the question about Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira, how he ruled the kingdom. Then he started the question. Then he told how he went in ecstasy, and then how he was feeling separation. Then how Krishna was given send off. Then from Hastinapura he went to Dwaraka, and how Krishna was welcomed. And he spoke about entire narration about how Krishna reciprocated with his mothers, wives, citizens, brothers, parents, everybody. Then again, Śaunaka is reminding about the main narration, that too about the listener. Question number 7 is answered. Question number 10 started about the birth of Parikṣit. So he brought the topic back, and then he also told what he told about Aśvatthāma's brahmāstra. He told that, yes, Aśvatthāmā, when he put this brahmāstra one more time, Lord Krishna saved. So he started and asking these questions about his birth, Janma, and his karma, activities, Nidhanam, his death, fasting unto death, and also his destination after this life. That is important. In 12th chapter, it is told the destination. Many people misunderstand that Parikshit's destination is impersonal liberation or something like that. But that's not true. Acharyas clearly told that he went back home, back to Godhead, eternal Vaikuntha. So here he asked the three questions. Then he starts answering from Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaja's behavior. Though he answered earlier, still more points are left. While explaining this only, he went into ecstasy, so he goes back. Sūta uvacha apipaladharmarajaha pitruvat ranjayan praja nispruha sarva kamepyah Krishna padanusevaya. Apipalad means he ruled. Apipalad dharmarajaha. Dharmaraja ruled. How did he rule? 3 points are given. Pitruvat ranjayan praja. He ruled, he delighted praja, people delighted ranjayan like a father. Pitruvat ranjayan praja, like father. Also Prabhupada says like his father Pandu. Pandu was also ruling very nicely and following in his footsteps. Yudhiṣṭhira also ruled like that. Pitruvat ranjayan praja. First point. Second, nispruhaha sarva kamebhyaha. He was withdrawn from all kinds of sense gratification. He had no desire. Nispruhaha. He is indifferent to sarva kamebhyaha. All kinds of desires. Krishna padanusevaya. Always worshipping the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and Archanam. He ruled the kingdom and people were very happy, like he was ruling like the father. Yudhiṣṭhira, like his father, freed from personal desires by engaging in service of the Lord, satisfied and protected the citizens. Pitruvat ranjayan praja. Sampadakratavo loka Mahishi bhrataro mahi Jambudvipadipathyam cha Yasascha tridivam gatam. He says that he had sampadaha, wealth, kratavaha. He has done so many sacrifices. We know that he did Rajasuya, he did 3 Ashvamedas. So there was a debate in Scholars Forum recently. Did Yudhiṣṭhira do Rajasuya after the war or before? Because Bhishma remembered, definitely we know that it was done before. So all the evidence of Bhagavatam says that it was done before. But there was a statement of Srila Prabhupada that in earlier chapters that he did Rajasuya afterwards. But Bhagavatam says that he has done 3 Ashvamedas. Then how to reconcile? There was another devotee from Mahabharata, he gave some reference that actually Vyasdev tells him to once again to Ashvamedha, Rajasuya and all. He might have done one more time, second time. So that's how we have to understand. So Kratavaha, sacrifices. Loka, he actually had all the planets. How it is? Because even in the heavenly planets, they were glorifying Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj. Mahishi, so many queens. Bhrataraha, brothers. And Mahi, the earth. Loka also means citizens. He had all wealth, sacrifices, citizens, queens, brothers, earth. Jambudvipa Adipatyam, lordship over Jambudvipa, because king of Hastinapura means he is the ruler of entire Bhumandala, Jambudvipa. Yasascha Tridivam Gatam, his fame went up to Tridivam, Svargaloka. So in Svargaloka also, they were talking about Yudhiṣṭhira and his brothers, their prowess and their glorification. Even it is done in heavenly planets as well. And all their fathers, they were all presidents of heavenly planets. Dharmaraja and Vayu, Indra and Ashwani Devatas. They were all very happy with the Pandavas. Kimte kamas surasparha Mukunda manasodvija Adijahrur mudam rajnyaha kshuditasya yatetare. What can be said about the opulence of Yudhiṣṭhira? Whatever, like we had Kimte Kama Surasparha, even the denizens of heavenly planets, the devatas aspire for such benedictions. Devatas aspire for such opulence. Yeah. These are desirable even for the devatas. He gave list of all the things, like such a wonderful citizens, wives, and treasury, sacrifices, brothers, and the rulership of Jambu Dvipa. Even devatas aspire for such facilities. Mukunda Manasodvija, O Brahmanas, Mukunda Manasodvija Adijahrur Mudam Ragnaha. Did these things give joy to the king whose mind was fixed on Mukunda without deviation and nothing else? Khuditasya yatetare. Actually, Sūta Gosvāmī was answering their question, saying that they have not given any joy. They have not given any joy because his mind is fixed on Krishna. Mukunda Manasaha. Mukunda Manasaha. And previous verse also it is told, Krishna Padanu Sevaya. He was always worshipping the lotus feet of Krishna. So he started speaking about Yudhiṣṭhira. Now he starts about Parīkṣit protected by Lord Krishna. Matur Garbhagato Viraha Satada Bhrugunandana Dadarsha Purusham Kanchit Dahyamanostra Tejasa. Here Bhrugunandana means who? Śaunaka Ṛṣi. See, I gave that lineage here. Brahma's son, mind-born son is Bhrugu. Bhrugu's son is Chavana. Chavana's son is Pramati. Pramati's son is Ruru. Ruru's son is Sunaka. Sunaka's son is Śaunaka. Because he is born in Bhrugu dynasty, he is called Bhargava, Bhrugunandana, Bhrugudvaha, like that, names like that. Who other people are born in Bhrugu dynasty?
Parshuram,
Markandeya. And Parshuram, Markandeya, and also Lakshmi. Lakshmi is also called as Bhargavi. Yeah, and there are many other great souls born, but Śaunaka is called, because of descendant of Bhrugu, is called as Bhrugunandana. So, Matur Garbhagato Viraha, the courageous hero Parīkṣit in the womb of his mother, burned by the heat of the weapon. Matur Garbhagato Viraha. Then he was given another body. Prabhupada says, why is he called Veera? Why is he called Veera?
because he was able to
Tolerate the heat of
the heat of
brahmāstra.
Brahmas.
He was just like his father, Abhimanyu. And he was this thing. Brahmāstra is also intolerable. So Krishna gave him another body. Immediately, see, the one who got darshan of the Lord even before he was born is only Parīkṣit. Yeah, Krishna gave his appearance to him in the womb of his mother. Dadarsha Purusham Kanchit Dahyamano Astra Tejasa. Burned by the heat of the weapon, saw the form of the Lord. Dadarsha Purusham Kanchit. He saw that Purusha. Then how that Purusha was there is described. Parīkṣit is called with the name. What is another name of Parīkṣit? Vishnurat. Because he is protected by Vishnu. And Krishna Rat is the name of protected by Krishna. Krishna Rat. Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Yeah. Vishnu Rat and Krishna Rat. How that Purusha is there described here. Angushta Matra Mamalam Spurat Purata Maulinam Apivya Darshanam Syamam Tadit Vasa Samachyutam. That pure, indestructible, beautiful form was the size of a thumb. Angushta matram, amalam means pure. Purat purata maulinam, purat purata maulinam with a shining golden crown. Purat purata maulinam. Apivya darshanam syamam, dark in complexion. Hadit vasasam achyutam, wearing cloth flashing like lightning. That's how Achyuta Krishna with 4 hands he gave darshana to Parīkṣit. You have to follow the details very closely because he was actually holding a knife and he destroyed brahmāstra with the knife, so that you can update the pictures. Śrīmad Chaturbaḥum Tapta Kanchana Kundalam Kshatajākṣam gadāpānim Atmanas sarvatodisham Paribhramantamulkābhām Brahmayantam gadām muhuhu. Śrīmad Dirgha Chaturbāhum. He had 4 wonderful long arms. Tapta Kanchana Kundalam. He had bright gold earrings. Kshatajākṣam gadāpānim. See this. He was holding gada, Kshatajākṣam. And also his eyes were red from anger. And in his hands he was holding a club, not the knife, club. He was holding a club. Atmanas sarvatodisham. He wandered everywhere to protect. Paribhramantamulkābham. And Paribhramantamulkābham. This gada he was carrying, which shone like the meteor. Brahmayantam gadamhu. He was holding gada and moving around the child, and he has neutralized the brahmāstra. See, it is told that externally everybody saw Krishna was using chakra. Krishna was using chakra to neutralize brahmāstra, because we had the description. That is to save all the Pandavas. And using his gada, he neutralized the brahmāstra that entered into the womb of Mother Uttarā and killed the child. He did like this. So he simultaneously used chakra and gada. He was outside, he was inside. Only Kunti Devi could understand this thing. That's why she said, Antar Bahir Avasthitam. You are inside also, you are outside also. Astra Tejasva Gadaya Niharamiva Gopatihi Vidhamantam Sannikarshe Parīkṣataka Ityasau. Seeing that form nearby, annihilate the brahmāstra with his club, just as the sun dissipates frost. Parīkṣit considered in his mind, who is that? Ka iti asau. Who is that? Ka ityasau. He thought that, who is this personality? Who is this personality? Krishna gave him birth again, and immediately he appeared. And still he was going around and protecting. And even after neutralizing, the Lord stayed for some time so that Parīkṣit could take. In fact, Parīkṣit means examiner. Parīkṣit means one who examines, because he saw darshan of the Lord. When he came out of mother's womb, he is seeing every person. Easy Krishna, easy Krishna, easy Krishna, easy Krishna. He is seeing Krishna everywhere. That's why his name is given as Parīkṣit. Another name is given to him is Vishnurat. There are 2 reasons, Prabhupada says, why Parīkṣit is protected. What are those 2 reasons? One reason is Mahābhāgavatam, so he protected. Second reason is that he is the only surviving of Kuru dynasty. Krishna wanted Parīkṣit to rule after Pandavas. That's why. Vidhūyatadameyatma Bhagavan dharmagup vibhuhu Mishato dashamasasya Tatraivantardhade harihi. The Lord Vibhuhu, Bhagavan Dharmagup Vibhuhu, maintaining his reputation of being affectionate to his devotees and also inconceivable in his form, and also a thief, having destroyed the brahmāstra. Vidhūyatad ameyatma, disappeared at the spot from the sight of the child 10 months in the womb. Mishato dashamasasya tatraiva antardhade harihi. He disappeared. The Supreme Lord gave darshan to Mahārāja Parīkṣit. He was there for some time. And he is Dharmagup Vibhuhu. He is very affectionate to devotees who follow Bhagavad Dharma. He is Bhakta Vatsala. He protected personally, making his statements such as Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. I protect my devotees personally. He protected and he left. He disappeared. The birth of Parīkṣit is being described. Tatas sarva gunodarke Sanukula grahodaye Jagne vamshadarah pando Bhuya pandurivojasa. Ojasa. Ojasa means strength. Pandur iva ojasa. He had his prowess, strength like Pandu himself. Yeah, he's born in the Pandu dynasty, Vamshadaraha, but his strength is like that of Pandu. When he was born, Graha Udaya. Here Udaya means the Lagna, because we know that whatever at the time of sunrise, wherever the sun is there, that is the Lagna. So wonderful Lagna when all the planets are in good positions. Sa Anukula Graha Udaye. Then with the ascendant means Lagna, filled with favorable planets. In Lagna itself, many planets are there, it is told, which would later manifest all good qualities. The maintainer of Pandu's lineage. Jagne means appeared. Vamshadara Pandu, the maintainer of the Pandu's lineage. Previously is called as Pandunam Manavardhanaha. He increased the glory of the Pandavas. He was similar to Pandu in strength. Bhuyaha, Pandur Ivaujasa. Jagne means he was born. So he is just like Pandu in strength. He appeared to glorify the Pandu lineage, the Bharata lineage, the Kuru lineage. Yeah, when all the planets are in good positions and when the very good Lagna, in the Lagna also many planets are there. At that time, Parīkṣit appeared. Tasya Pritamana Raja Viprair Dhaumya Kripadibihi Jatakam Karayamasa Vachayitvacha Mangalam. Raja means who here? Who is Raja? Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj is Raja. Tasya Pritamana Raja. Yudhiṣṭhira was so happy because they had so many children. All of them died. Now only one grandchild is surviving. All other grandchildren also they died and they were killed. So only one person is there. So he's born. He was so happy. Viprai Daumya Kripadibihi. He consulted Daumya and Kripacharya. And Jatakam Karayamasa. He performed the Jata Karma. Vacha Itvacha Mangalam. Punyaha Vachanam. That is done. Punyaha Vachanam means purification process by chanting the mantras. Yudhiṣṭhira had the Brahmanas such as Daumya and Kripacharya chant auspicious verses such as Punyaham and perform the birth rites. The birth rites means Jata Karma and Punyaha Vachanam. It is done by Daumya and Kripa and other great souls. Whatever one has given before cutting the umbilical cord, that donation is compared to the normal donation, it is like thousands of times more. It is told that. So one has to give donation, charity at the time of childbirth. That is so much told in the Shastras. We see that many great devotees, sages as well as kings gave such kind of this thing in their childbirth. Vasudeva could not give. Why Vasudeva could not give?
He was in the jail.
He was in jail. He had nothing in his position at that time. But he gave mentally. But Prabhupada writes laterly that it's not that mentally we give everything and later he got everything physically. He at that time gave also 1 lakh cows in donation. Yeah, it is easy. People say, I also gave mentally so many things, Prabhu. No, it's not like that. You also have to give physically when the time comes, if you're not able to give at that point of time. But at the time of Jata Karma, one has to give. Hiranmaya means gold. Gam means cows. Mahim means land. Graman means villages. Hasti means elephants. Ashwan, horses. Nrupatir Vara, these are the things, these are the boons the king gave, Yudhiṣṭhira gave to the Brahmanas. Pradat, along with that, Swarnamcha, very good food. Prasadam, like cooked with ghee, offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pradat Swannam cha Viprebhyah Prajatirthe Sa Tirthavit. Prajatirthe means at the appearance of the child. Sa Tirthavit. One who knows, like the principles. Yudhiṣṭhira gave all these things to the Brahmanas. Gold, cows, land, villages, elephants, horses, plus first class prasadam. Now, Yudhiṣṭhira is asking, tell some details from his horoscope. It is not asked immediately. Generally, for a very small child, one should not look at horoscope. It is told it was done after some time. Tamuchur brahmanastushta Rajanam prashrayanvitam Esha hyasmin prajatantau Purunam Pauravarshava. The satisfied Brahmanas said to the humble king, O best of men, Pauravarshava, or also O best of the Puru dynasty. In the dynasty of Puru, this child is Brahman. Esha hi asmin prajatantau Purunam Pauravarshava. The land Brahmanas, who are very satisfied with the charities of the king, addressed him as the chief among us, the Purus, and informed him that his son was certainly in the line of descent from the Purus. They told, Daivena pratighatena Shukle samstham upeyushi Rato vo anugraharthaya Vishnuna prabhavishnuna. The Brahmana said, this spotless son has been restored by the all-powerful, all-pervasive Lord Vishnu. This is the third time. It is a proof that he was restored. Means he already was killed and again given life by the Lord. This spotless son has been restored by the all-powerful and all-pervasive Lord Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, in order to oblige you, just to give joy to you. This child was sustained. They told, he was saved when he was doomed to be destroyed by an irresistible supernatural weapon. So he was protected by the powerful Vishnu. That's why he is called Rato Anugraharthaya Vishnuna Prabhavishnuna. So he is called as Vishnu Rata, one who is protected by Vishnu. Why it is told Vishnu instead of Krishna? He entered into the four-handed form with Gada. Tasmin namna Vishnurata iti loke bhavishyati na sandeho mahabhaga mahabhagavato mahan. Tasmin namna Vishnurata. Therefore, he will be known as Vishnurata, gift of Vishnu, because he was protected by Vishnu and he was a gift of Vishnu to Pandavas and everybody, all of us. Iti loke bhavishyati. Iti loke bhavishyati. Na sandeho. And without doubt, in this world, he will be celebrated as Vishnurata. Mahabhaga means, oh fortunate king. Who is that fortunate king? Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj. Mahabhagavato mahan. He will be the greatest devotee, Mahabhagavata. Who is that Mahabhagavata? Parīkṣit Mahan. Mahabhagavato mahan. He is the best and the greatest devotee. Shri Rajo Vacha Apyesha Vamshan Rajarshin Punyashlokan Mahatmanaha Anuvartitas vidyashasha Sadhuvadena sattama. He is asking, O great souls, Mahatmas, will this son, Apyesha, follow our lineage of reputed saintly kings, Vamshan, Rajarshin, Punyashlokan, Anuvartita, with fame and good praise. Svid Yashasha Sadhuvadena Sattama. He is telling, O great soul, Sattama, this son, will this son, grandson, follow our lineage? Will he be a right person to take birth in this dynasty? Will he bring fame and good praise to our dynasty? Will he be in line with the previous great personalities, Rajarshis in our lineage? So like Bharata and Shantanu, Pandu and others, he was questioning. Brahmana vuchuhu Pardha Prajavita Sakshat Ikshvakuriva Manavaha Brahmanya Satya Sandhascha Ramo Dasharathiryatha. Partha means, O son of Pritha. Many times we think Partha means only Arjuna. Bhima is also Partha and Yudhiṣṭhira is also Partha. Why?
They are the sons of Pritha.
They are sons of Pritha. O Partha, he will be the protector of the citizens. Prajaivita Sakshad Ikshvakuriva Manavaha. While protecting the citizens is exactly like the son of Manu. Which Manu? Swayambhu Manu.
Sorry.
We were in
Vaivasvatama.
Vaivasvata Manus. Vaivasvata Manu's son is Ikshvaku. Protecting the citizens is like Ikshvaku. Why is he compared with Ikshvaku? Why is he compared with Ikshvaku? Everybody compares with some great kings. That king is compared to the previous kings. Those kings are compared to the previous kings. And finally, everybody is compared in this Manvantara with Ikshvaku because he is the first and the greatest. That's why. And then he says, Brahmanya Satya Sandhascha Ramo Dasharathiryatha. Yatha. In charitable to Brahmanas, he is like Lord Rama. Why it is told? Rama comes in Ikshvaku dynasty. Very good. That's why he compared with Ikshvaku. That is compared with Rama. No, not because Rama came in Ikshvaku, he is compared with Rama. No. When Rama they were going, everything except Sita's nose ring, everything was donated. And Parīkṣit also, he donated everything that he had. And he also, finally he sat down, he removed his royal opulence also and clothes also, just sat down. He gave up everything. Like Lord Rama, he was there, they were all given to the Brahmanas, all the gold and other things. And his Satya Sandhascha, the true to his promise like Lord Rama. Why? He's true to his promise. What was the promise of Rama? What was the promise of Rama? When anybody talk about Rama, everybody will talk about one promise. What is that promise?
Promise which he fulfilled his father's death. Dashrath Maharaj's promise he fulfilled.
No, more than that. Rama says, Dadamyetam vratam mama. This is my promise. This is my vrata. What did he say? Anybody, if once they come to me and ask for shelter for that person, no doubt whoever he is, I will give them the shelter. Vibhishana comes from enemy camp, Rama gives shelter. And it is told that even Ravana would have come. Rama would have given shelter to Ravana and stopped the war. So that is Rama. Why Parīkṣit is like that? Because he gave shelter.
He gave shelter to Kali also.
Yeah, he didn't kill because he surrendered. Surrendered soul should be forgiven, given shelter. That's why is compared with Rama. For everything, there is a logic. Why exactly like this person? And you are saying Rama is Ikshvaku dynasty, but Parīkṣit is not Ikshvaku dynasty. That is solar dynasty, this is lunar dynasty. They are from Chandra Vamsha, they are from Surya Vamsha. So he did not compare because they are from the same Vamsha. No. Esha data sharanyascha yatha hyaushina rasibhihi yasho vitanita svanam daushyanti yajvanam. He is a donor and protector of those who surrendered to him, like Shibi from Ushinara. Shibi is the king from Ushinara. That's why he's called Aushinaraha. Aushinaraha Sibi. Sibi is actually considered as the greatest of the donors. Why is that?
He even gave his parts of his body.
He gave the
body.
Why is Parīkṣit compared with the Shibi? Because he gave his life. He said that if anything wrong done, let me die. Let the takshaka or whatever it is, let it die. But not my citizens, not my children, not my citizens. He said that let me die only. Parīkṣit gave some flesh. Sorry, Shibi gave some flesh from his body. Parīkṣit gave his body itself. He said, let me die. That was his this thing for the benefit of his citizens. He said, if a king does something, entire kingdom also will be destroyed. Something wrong. He felt like that. Because of me, my kingdom, my citizens, everybody will be destroyed. Let them not die. All the sin, let it come to me only. I will die. Let them be like this thing. This is what it is, his consciousness. Yasho vitanita swanam daushantiriva yajvanam. And will spread the fame of sacrificers and family members like Bharata, the son of Dushyanta. It is said that he spreads the fame, sacrifices, yajvanam, like the Bharata, son of Dushyanta. There are three Bharatas, Prabhupada says. Who are the three Bharatas? First one is the Bharata, son of Rishabhadev. Then second one is
Dushyanta.
Bharata, Lord Rama's brother.
Rama's brother.
Third one is son of Dushyanta. India got the name because of which Bharata?
Son of Dushyanta.
No. Rishabhadev's son. Because Bhagavatam it is told. See, other people say other things. For us, Bhagavatam is the highest pramana. 5th canto directly says that the name is from the Rishabhadev's son. And why is he compared with this Bharata Dushyanta? Because he has done so many sacrifices. And Parīkṣit also did so many sacrifices. And some in his dynasty, like Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj, did 3 sacrifices of Aśvametha and 1 Rajasuya. Like that, some of them forefathers did some more. But in sacrifices, he can only be compared to Dushyanta. Both of them did many, many sacrifices. Son of Dushyanta, correct, not Dushyanta. Son of Dushyanta, Bharata. That's why it's called Daushyanti. Dhanvinam agrani resha tulyascha arjunayor dvayo hutasaiva durdarshaha samudraiva dustaraha. Dhanvinam, that means of the archers, of the best of the archers. Agrani means best. Dhanvinam agrani, like no, of the best of the archers. Tulyaha means is equal to Arjunayor dvayo, the two Arjunas. The two Arjunas. One is Arjuna, the son of Kunti. Other is Kartavirya Arjuna. He is Arjuna and Kartavirya. Both of them are very expert archers. He is comparable only to both of them. Arjuna could conquer the whole world because he went into different directions and defeated all of them. Like that, Parīkṣit also conquered. It is told that his victory march, there is a chapter 17, it is described how he went to different parts of the world and and everybody surrendered to Parīkṣit. So he was like Arjuna. He's also Dhananjaya. So he's only compared of the archers like Arjuna and Kartavirya. And Utasa iva durdarsa is intolerable as fire. Is intolerable as fire because he was able to tolerate literally the fire of the brahmāstra. So he was intolerable as fire. And samudra iva dustaraha, and insurmountable as the ocean. Why is he compared with the ocean? He crossed all the seas. In his victory march, he crossed the seas. And then normally says samudra, nobody can cross. Insurmountable. Yeah, insurmountable. But he actually crossed all the oceans and brought everything under his control. And he ruled the citizens like the father. Mrugendra iva vikranto nishevyo himavaniva titikshur vasudevasau sahishnu pitaraviva. He is courageous as a lion. Yeah, because he was able to conquer many great of his time. That is also told, which all parts of the world, not just the not just the Bharatvarsha, but all other Varshas also. He went and he defeated. Honored like the Himalayas are the Vibhutis of Krishna himself. There is no comparison to Himalayas. What Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita about Himalayas? Savaranam Himalaya. Of the Savaras, I am Himalaya. He is honored like the Himalayas. Titikshur Vasudhevasu. He is like Vasudha. Vasudha means Bhumi. He is tolerant like the earth. Why it is told he is tolerant like earth? He tolerated the curse of Shringi. Like his Shringi is nobody compared to him. See, he was protected by the Supreme Lord Krishna from the brahmāstra of Aśvatthāmā, who is none other than Lord Shiva. He is called Vishnurat. Krishna personally appeared for him. Can one Brahmana boy, Ramabandhu Brahmana boy, from his curse, can he kill? No. He could have counter-cursed. That is what Śrīmān Ṛṣi was thinking. He thought that Parīkṣit will not counter-curse. That is when he says that beautiful verse. Tiraskrita vipralabdha shapta kshipta hata api nasyatat pratikurvanti tadbhakta prabhavopihi. Even his devotees, even though they be qualified, prabhavantihi, like no counter curse, they are qualified. Shapta kshipta hata api. If they are cursed, they will not counter curse. Chitraketu Prabhupada says, Acharya says, he could curse, counter curse Parvati. He did not do. Narada could counter curse Daksha. He did not do that. Similarly, Parīkṣit was tolerant like the Mother Earth because she tolerates all the sinful people. She tolerates all kinds of nonsense. But when it comes to him, he tolerated, not when it comes to his citizens. That's why tolerance is like Vasudha. And Sahishnu Pitaraviva. And is patient, Sahishnu, like the parents. Pitara, this is it is told in Dvivachana. That means parents, both father and mother. So he was ruling his citizens, both like mother and father. Why it is told like patient like father and mother? Why not only mother? Mother is patient in the childhood. Father is patient later time. So both times he was like, in the beginning and later also, like the father and mother, he was taking care of his citizens. Pitamaha samassamye prasade girishopamaha ashraya sarva bhutanam yatha devo ramashrayah. When they are telling no, they told, instead of telling he is like you, impartial, he told like grandfather, he is impartial. Some acharyas took grandfather to be Brahma. Some acharyas took grandfather to be Yudhiṣṭhira. Both are correct only. Yeah, Prabhupada writes very clearly, this child will be like his grandfather Yudhiṣṭhira or Brahma in equanimity of mind. Just telling both acharyas combined, Prabhupada is writing in one line like that. Impartial, like Yudhiṣṭhira or like Brahma. Prasade Girishopamaha. Girisha means who? Lord Shiva. Why he is called Girisha? Giri means mountains. Yeah, Himalayas. One who says, one who is the Lord of those places is Girisha. So he is there in Kailash Parvat, we say, right? It is there in Himalayas. Prasade Girishopamaha. In mercy, he is easily satisfied like Lord Shiva. Like easily satisfied Lord Shiva, and also mercy. He is like Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is easily pleased. He has one name. What is that name? Aśvatthāmā. He is easily pleased. Like that. He is also easily pleased. Like this thing. One good thing you do, Lord Shiva is pleased. And if Lord Shiva is pleased, even the most horrible people, they can get benefited. Ashraya sarva bhutanam. He is shelter for all living entities. And his shelter is giving shelter like whom? Yatha devo ramashrayaha. Like Narayana. He is giving shelter to all the living entities. Giving shelter, he is compared to nobody other than Narayana. He is like Narayana himself, the husband, darling of Rama. Ramashrayaha. Yatha devo ramashrayaha. Sarva sadguna mahatmye Esha Krishnamanuvrataha
Esha Krishnamanuvrataha
Ranti Deva Ivodaro
Rantidevai Vodaro
Yayatiriva Dharmikaha.
Yayativa Dharmikaha.
In good qualities, he is like Krishna. No comparison. Sarva Sadguna Mahatme Esha Krishnam Anuvrataha. He is famous for all good qualities like Krishna, because Krishna's good qualities are mentioned in the first canto only. And Parikshit's good qualities also mentioned in first canto only. The real Bhakti Vaibhava exercise is that listing all those qualities and listing Parikshit Maharaj's qualities and giving the references. That will give lot of knowledge and so much of realization and pleasure to the heart. Yeah, it is given like that. And he is generous. Ranti Deva Iva Udaraha. Ranti Deva Ivodaro. He is generous like Ranti Deva. And Yayati Riva Dharmika. And a follower of Dharma like Yayati. Why is he compared with Ranti Deva? Why is he compared like Ranti Deva? What did Ranti Deva do for his citizens? Fasting for how many days? 48 days. He also did fasting unto death like that. Everybody thinks 7 days, but it's more than 7 days. How do I know? Because when he went to Śrīmān Ṛṣi's ashram itself, he was hungry and thirsty. He was asking for water, he didn't give. After that, he didn't take water. After that, he didn't take any food. Because he was feeling that I made such a blunder mistake. So he traveled from there to his palace, Hastinapura. He renounced everything. He told whatever he has to tell to his sons. And he handed over everything. He donated everything to the brahmanas, other things. Then he came on the bank of Ganga and he sat down. That means it's more than 7 days. And then as when Śukadeva Gosvāmī is telling 10th canto to Mahārāja Parīkṣit, he was telling Nivruttatarshai Rupagiyamana. He says that I am satisfied, I am not feeling hungry, I am not feeling thirsty. That means on the 10th day, on the 6th day or 7th day of his fasting, Prayopavesha, he is thinking that he actually has to leave his body. It's more than 7 days, because probably like Rantideva, because after he went, it took some time, because Śrīmān Ṛṣi also sends a messenger to him. The messenger comes and tells that you are going to die. Yeah, there is some time left, more than 7 days. Anyway, is compared to Rantideva. So Rantideva says one beautiful verse. Anybody remembers? In Mahabharata, and also similar verses there in Bhagavatam also. Natvaham kamaye rajyam na swargam na punarbhavam kamaye dukkha taptanam praninam artinasanam. Natvaham kamaye rajyam. I don't want the kingdom. Natvaham kamaye rajyam na swargam na punarbhavam. I don't want heavenly planets. Not even liberation, na apunarbhavam. Kamaye dukkha taptanam praninam artinasham. What I want is that dukkha taptanam, those who are suffering, artinasanam. I want to destroy their suffering. I want to remove the suffering of the people who are suffering. That is my only desire. Exactly. He was also thinking like that. He fasted unto death. He also fasted unto death, so that his citizens also will not be punished. He will take whatever comes, and he's saying that, and he's Natvaye Kamaye Rajyam. He also gave up the kingdom, prime of his youth, and he did not want to go to heavenly planets also. He was praying all the brahmanas that, like, another life also I should not make this mistake in next life also. He was not asking for liberation. He was not asking for heavenly planets. So exactly like Rantideva, Yayatir iva dharmika. He is dharmika like the Yayati. Why is he compared with Yayati? Yayati is considered to be the greatest of dharmikas, and he followed exactly like Yayati. He is personification of dharma, just like Yayati. Everything he did is according to dharma. No violation at all. No violation at all. Yudhiṣṭhira is also like that, but except that one thing. What was that one thing? Aśvatthāmā hatah kunjara. Of course, that Krishna told. That's why he did it. And if somebody says, I am attached to dharma, but Krishna says also, I will not violate dharma. How is that like that? That's like
what Krishna says is dharma.
Whatever Krishna says is dharma. Dharmo vigrahavan Ramaha. Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Yeah. So if there is a conflict between Swadharma and Parodharma, what one has to do? Take Parodharma. Dhritya balis samakrishne prahrada iva sadgraha ahartaisho swamedhanam vriddhanam paryupasakaha. In determination, he is like Bali. Why is he like Bali in determination? Bali said that no matter what, I will give, like whatever land asked by the Lord, 3 steps of the land to Vamana. Like that, in determination, he is like Bali. He will never give up his determination. And Prahlada iva sadgraha. Prahlada is called sadgraha. What generally we say that he is influenced by grahas. That's why one is like this. But Prahlada was said that he is influenced by one graha. Which graha is that? Krishna graha grihitatma. Because he is always under the influence of Krishna graha. So Prahlada is called Sadgraha. Prahlada iva Sadgraha. He is absorbed in the most excellent Krishna like Prahlada. Prahlada also from childhood, from birth is devotee. He is also from birth is devotee. From the womb of his mother. Both are from the womb of their mother, their devotees. Prahlada heard instructions of Narada Muni in the womb. He had darshan of the Lord in his womb. And devotion also, they were very, very similar. So Yudhiṣṭhira was so happy to hear this, that he is like Prahlada. Ahartaisho Aśvamedhanam. He will perform the horse sacrifices. And Vruddhanam Paryupasakaha. He respects all elders. This was the concern of Yudhiṣṭhira. Will he respect everybody? Will he rule according to how the previous Rajarshis ruled? Will he do like that? Exactly, he will do like that. They answer his question. Rajarshinam Janayita Shasta Chotpatagaminam Nigrahita Kaleresha Bhuvo Dharmasya Karanat. So, Rajarshinam Janayita, he will have wise kings for descendants. Many great kings like Janmejaya will born for him, will born of him, and also he will have, it will continue. Shasta Chotpatagaminam, he will punish those who deviate from the law. He immediately told Kali that stop this nonsense. How can you do that? That Krishna may not be there, Arjuna may not be there, but I am there on behalf of Krishna and Arjuna. I will protect the Bhumi. I will protect Dharma. Nigrahita Kaleresha, and will punish Kali in order to produce Dharma on the earth. Bhuvo Dharmasya Karanat. Nigrahita Kaleresha. Bhuvo Dharmasya Karanat. And will punish Kali in order to produce Dharma on the earth. Takshakadatmano mrutyum Vijaputropasarjitat Prapastasya upashrutya Mukta Sangah Padam Hare. Hearing that he will be killed by Takshaka, who was dispatched by a Brahmana's son, Dvija Putra Upasarjitat, detached from all the things, Mukta Sangaha, he will worship the feet of the Lord. Padam Hare, he will go to the feet of the Lord, or he will go to the destination, he will go to the planet of the Lord. Padam also means planet. He will worship. Prabhupada says, surrender unto the personality of Godhead, taking shelter of a Mukta Sangha Padam Hare. He will take shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. By hearing the curse of the Brahmana's boy, that he will be killed by Takshaka, one Naga. Jigyasitatma yatharkyo Muner Vyasa Sutadasau Hitvedam Nrupa Gangayam Yasyatyadhama kuto bhayam. Nripa means, O king. Who is telling this? The Brahmanas are telling to whom? Yudhiṣṭhira. Having discerned the truth about the Lord from the son of Vyasa, giving up his body on the bank of Ganga, he will certainly attain the Lord. Akuto bhayam. So on the bank of Ganga, he will do prayopavesa. He will give up his body and he will hear Muner Vyasa Sūta Dasau. That Sukamuni, who Sukamuni comes there, is hearing. Muner Vyasa Sūta Dasau. He will hear Bhagavatam from the Sukamuni. Iti ragnya upadishya vipra jataka kovida labdha pachitaya sarve pratijagmuswakan grihan. Iti ragnya upadishya, informing the king in this manner. All the Brahmanas, expert in astrology, Vipra, Jataka, Kovida, after being worshipped, Labda, Upachatiya, Sarve, after being worshipped, Pratijagnus Swakan Griha, return to their houses. So, whenever one takes suggestion in astrology or astronomy, remember this thing. We have to give some dakshina. And it's not this thing, that is the tradition. We go to a person who has Daivagnata. Not like one who is good in mathematics. Astrology is about mathematics. There are two parts to astrology. One is Ganita Jyotisha. One is Phalita Jyotisha. Ganita Jyotisha is simple mathematics. You just calculate the position of the planets and you decide based on the chart which nakshatra it falls on and what dasha it goes on. 120 years that Vamshottari Dasha, Vimshottari Dasha, and so many things are there. This is all mathematics calculation. You can write program, computer will do. Your GPT also can tell. If you give a date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, it can give nakshatra, it can give the planetary position. But that is not the astrology alone. The part 2 is Phalita Jyotisha. Who can tell Phalita Jyotisha? Mathematics cannot tell Phalita Jyotisha. The most important quality of the astrology is Daivagnata. If you are connected to the Lord, Daivagnata means knowing the Lord, knowing the plan of the Lord. Daivagnata, one who knows the Lord, knowing the plan of the Lord. So they will be able to tell. Don't go to astrologers who are commercials. Don't go to astrologers who are not worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then it's very difficult. They will not be able to give. That's why people say, I went so many things, I did so many things, but it didn't work. Because you went to only a mathematician. You went a person who is a commercial, this thing. But you have to go to that person. Then it will work. And when you go to that person, don't think that no need to give anything to him. Why? He does not need. Whether he needs it or not, you will get the benefit only if you give appropriate dakshina to him. That is important. Generally, people come for advice. They don't even know. They take the advice, they go away. Yeah, and sometimes they don't even thank, forget about giving anything. Yeah, and they just come. And also anytime and every time, just calling and asking, I need. It's not like that. One has to go, sit with them, have a peaceful time, check everything with this thing. People are so in hurry, they something and give a ring and they just want, get instantly. It is not like that. So this thing, predictions by astrologers. We are closing the chapter pretty much at the end. Now, after this, Parikshit's childhood briefly is described and Yudhiṣṭhira's performance of Asmedh Yajnas. Saesha loke vikyataha Parīkṣiditi yat Prabhu Purvam drushtam anudhyayan Parīkṣeta nareshviha. Because Purvam Drishtam Anudhyayan, because he constantly remembered the Lord whom he had seen in the womb and searched for him among all men. Pariksheta Nareshviha, searched for him among all men. He was famous as Parikshit in this world. Saesha Loke Vikhyataha, he became famous in this loka. Parikshit iti yat Prabhu. Parikshit. As Parikshit. His name is Parikshit because he was examining everybody carefully, whether he is Krishna or not, whether he is Krishna or not. Sarajaputro Vavrudhe Ashu Shukla Ivodupaha Apuryamana Pitrubihi Kastabhiriva Sonvaham. Like Shukla Paksha Chandra. Shukla Ivodupa. Udupa means Chandra. Shukla Ivodupa, like Shukla Paksha Chandra. Shukla Paksha Chandra grows. See, Shukla Paksha starts day after Amavasya. Amavasya, no moon. And Padyami after Amavasya, small moon. After that, moon increases. Finally, on Purnima is full moon. So, like, that's why we say that any auspicious activity we have to do in Shukla Paksha because it's a growing moon. In that it is said, Asha Shukla Ivodupaha. Just as the waxing moon grows daily in phases to become the full moon, the prince quickly grew, nourished by his parents. Yeah. Apuryamana Pitrubihi Kasthabhiriva Sonvaham. Like the Shukla Paksha moon, he grew day by day. That's how he grew. Sa Rajaputro Vavrudhe. So last part. Now it's concluded with Yudhiṣṭhira's Ashwamedha sacrifices. Yakshamano Swamedena Gyati Droha Jihasaya Raja Labdha Dano Dadyo Nanyatra Karadandayo. So here the reason is given why Yudhiṣṭhira did Ashwamedhas. Yudhiṣṭhira, desiring to rid himself of sin incurred by killing relatives by performing a horse sacrifice, began to consider whether there was an alternative to force or tax to attain wealth for the sacrifice. To conduct Ashwamedhas, yes, he has to bring so many people together, so much prasadam, so much charity has to be given, all to be invited, many arrangements are to be made. Then where is the Lakshmi? Yudhiṣṭhira was contemplating, and why he did? To rid himself of sin incurred by killing so many people, and also to please Krishna, and also the duty of the king to conduct this great yajnas like this in Kali Yuga. Like they are prohibited. The only yajna we can do in Kali Yuga in a large scale is Sankirtan yajna. Tadabhipretamalaksya Bhrataro Chodita Dhanam Prahinam Ajahrur Udicham Dishibhurishaha. Understanding his intention. Tad Abhipretam Alakshya. His brothers, Bhrataraha, inspired by Lord Krishna, Achyuta Chodita, brought abundant wealth cast off from the sacrifice of King Marutha in the northern direction. Dhanam Prahinam Ajahrur Udicham Dishibhurishaham. Wherever king did. Who is Marutha? I think he is also one of the sons of Ikshvaku. He did so many things and left over everything there of gold. Prabhupada says that is still there in Himalayas. Maybe we can find out where it is. In fact, somebody asked Prabhupada also, where is it? The details also. Nabhaga also went. He took whatever he wanted to. Yeah. But yes. Yeah, Nabhaga also went. Who is Nabhaga? Nabhaga is father of Ambarisha. There are two Ambarishas. Whenever I say Ambarisha, the one who is a great devotee of the Lord. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo, that Ambarisha. Tena Sambhruta Sambharo Dharmaputro Yudhiṣṭhiraha Vājimedhaistribhirbhito Yajñai Samayajadharim. Yudhiṣṭhira, the son of Dharma, Dharmaputro Yudhiṣṭhiraha, collecting the ingredients for sacrifice by that wealth. Tena Sambhruta Sambharo, worship the Lord by 3 horse sacrifices, since he feared the sin of killing relatives. Vājimedhais tribhirbhito yajñai samayajad harim. He worshipped with Ashwamedhas also, he worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead to please him. And he still had that because of me so many people were killed. He did prayaschitta though it is not required. There is no fault in a pure devotee like Yudhiṣṭhira. Just to set example how a great king should be, he followed the previous great kings and he did these Aśvamedha sacrifices. Ahuto Bhagavan Ragya Yajayitva Dvijair Nrupam Uvasakati Chinmasan Suhrudam Priyakamyaya. Ahuto Bhagavan Ragya. One more time he invited Bhagavan Krishna. Ragna means Yudhiṣṭhira. Invited, called there by Yudhiṣṭhira. Krishna came. Yajayitva Dvijair Nrupam. He had the king perform the sacrifice with the brahmanas. So 3 Aśvamedhas were performed when Krishna is there. And Parīkṣit was also born. Just before that, Krishna was there. And stayed there for some months to satisfy his friend. Vasa Katichin Masan Suhrudam Priyakamya. See, previously he stayed during the war many months with them. After the war, again he stayed many months there because Yudhiṣṭhira wanted him to stay. When he went there, immediately he came back. How I know immediately he came back? Because when he protected Mahārāja Parīkṣit, he was 10 months in the womb. That means few days he will take birth. So Krishna went and came back and he was there. Parīkṣit was born. Again he was there for few months. That means it looks like he's spending more time in Hastinapura than in Dwarkavasis. That's why they were crying that when you are not there, we are like lifeless. And whenever you go to Mathura, Vrindavan and Hastinapur and other places. Tato Ragyabhyanugyataha Krishnaya Sahabandhubihi Yayau Dvaravatim Brahman Sarjuno Yadubhirvritaha. Taking the permission of the king. Tato, Tataha means after. Ragya Abhi Anugyataha. Taking permission from Yudhiṣṭhira to go to Dwaraka. Krishnaya Sahabandhubihi. Draupadi and other friends, taking permission from everybody. Yayau Dvaravatim Brahman. He then departed for Dwaraka. With Arjuna. Sa Arjunaha Yadubhirvritaha. Arjuna surrounded by the Yadus. See, previously when they were going, Arjuna didn't go. Arjuna was also seeing him up. They went for some distance. Krishna told him to go back. He just went to Hastinapur. Immediately he came back. This time he took Arjuna also. And this is the last trip of Krishna to Hastinapura. This is the last trip of Arjuna to Dwaraka. What happened after that, we will discuss tomorrow. And next few days, we will complete the first canto. Om Tat Sat, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Quickly, we will take a couple of questions. If anybody has any questions, please ask. Anybody?
Prabhu, in 22nd verse, it is told he is in Titiksha, he is like earth, and in Sahišnuta, he is like Pitaraha. What's the difference between Titiksha and Sahišnuta? Both are tolerance only, right?
Both are tolerance. Titiksha and Sahišnuta, both are tolerance. In Titiksha, he is compared with Vasudha, and Sahišnuta is compared with the parents. What is the difference? It is asked. Yes, in one sense, both are tolerance. That is different. But the tolerance of parents, the tolerance of Mother Earth, both are not same. The tolerance of Mother Earth is so much. That's much more than the parents. Parents had to tolerate only their children. But Earth has to tolerate the children's of all the parents. So the degree, Sahišnuta is small, Titikshita is higher. That's why in Titikshata, he is compared with Bhumi. In Sahišnuta, he is compared with parents. Only the degree, meaning is same.
And why Yayati is told as a Dharmika?
Why Yayati is lived? Yayati is told as Dharmika. Because in everybody in pursuit of Dharma, Artha kama, and moksha. These Chaturvida Purusharthas, everybody will undergo. But Yayati quickly realized that ultimate purpose is moksha. And Dharmika, not just doing his Swadharma, he also executed his Parodharma. So, Dharmika, not just like doing his various things, like having wives and having children and having other things, and ruling the citizens nicely and undergoing all other varnashrama duties and doing the Raja Dharma. But ultimately, he very quickly, though it is described as a so long process, his life is also long. He is also ardent follower of the Bhagavad Dharma. That's why he is compared. There is a narration. He tells to his wife Devayani and compares himself with goat. Yeah, what we are doing like goats, simply indulging in sex life for so long. This is not the purpose of the life. Yeah. So he's compared with Yayati. Any other questions? Give the mic to
Prabhu. Here in the last few verses, last comparison of Parīkṣit Maharaj is done with Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj in performing sacrifices like that. So then after that, the reason why Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj has to perform the sacrifices, all those things are mentioned. In that context only, the inviting of Lord Krishna to the sacrifices to oversee, that is mentioned. But where exactly it is mentioned that Lord Krishna went to Dwarka and then came back again, and then again after that accompanied by Arjuna, second trip.
Arjuna, accompanied by Arjuna is told here only in the verse Arjuna.
But that is like Arjuna and its other members of Vedu dynasty is like we have discussed in the previous chapter, like Arjuna was accompanying for some time. It could not be.
He didn't go, but Arjuna went there. That is told in the next chapter also.
Okay.
That Yudhiṣṭhira is waiting for Arjuna to come back. So he didn't come back. It is told in the later chapter. Also, I told simple logic. Parīkṣit was 10 months in the womb. That time Krishna was there. Immediately after Kurukshetra, he protected Parīkṣit. Then there is a description of he going is there. Then again he was invited. Mahabharata says he was there on the birth. In fact, outside of Sutika Gruha, the person who is waiting to celebrate is Krishna. Mahabharata says this description. So if we read carefully, we can put together that this is the logic. And he stayed few months it is told. That means in between only few days can be there at best. A child already 10 months in the womb, he will take birth like after few days, not after few months. That means he was in Hastinapura only few days. So write down everything carefully. We will easily conclude that this is the case. No more questions. We'll stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, last question.
Did this birth of Mahārāja Parīkṣit not happen before Krishna left to Dwarka for the first time, Prabhu? Like this could be not in a chronological order. This could be.
It's not in chronological order. That's what I'm saying. Because 7th chapter itself, it is told he performed Ashwamedas. Now again, it is told he performed Ashwamedas. He didn't perform 2 times.
No, this one is not. This one is a continuation of the Yudhiṣṭhira's previous performance.
No. It's concluding. That's why these chapters are not in chronological order. That's right. But if you read carefully and note down, this is the conclusion you will come to. And that is accepted by Acharyas also. Even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur makes a note like this happened before, this happened after, and things like that. And if you put a Mahabharatas with a bona fide version of Mahabharata and correlate with this, we will be able to correlate. Don't worry. Again, the logic I told is not that it happened before or after. That is not my class. My class is that he gave so much time to Yudhiṣṭhira and Pandavas. Krishnas were personally there at the time of Parīkṣit. Whether he told 4 months, 5 months, 3 months, that's not the point. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.